We install over 10,000 boilers every year, and we kept noticing the same pattern with our customers. Almost nobody replaces their boiler early. They wait until it breaks, and only then do they try and resolve it, but they suffer the consequences of being sat around with no heating or hot water. Now this intrigued us. So we asked 1,000 homeowners who bought a boiler from Heatable why they changed it, and the answers were eye-opening. Now we collected this data as a market research piece for the internal team, and then it got us thinking for the video team, this could be really useful for anyone who's got a boiler that's playing up, or someone who's unsure, should I change my boiler? That's what this video is about. So the first question we asked was, what was the current status of your boiler when you opted to replace it with Heatable? Now I've got the answers here. So at the point of booking, 62% of people had no heating or hot water at all. Right now it's February, it's 5 degrees outside. That's a pretty miserable place to be. But 29% of those customers had intermittent faults. So they weren't necessarily without heating or hot water, but their boiler was playing up. Maybe they had to reset it. Maybe sometimes it worked, maybe sometimes it didn't. But only 9% of customers replaced a working boiler, and hardly any of those did it for efficiency reasons. I'll come back to that in a bit. All of this roughly translates to 9 out of 10 people wait for a problem. Now we also asked, how long did you not have any heating or hot water for? The answer was 15 days. So 2 weeks, no showers, in the cold, completely avoidable. We offer next day installs, but the hold up here wasn't us, it was this. 57% of those surveyed had already called someone out to come and look at repairing their boiler, or at least see what was up with it. Of those people, 73% paid for repairs first before going ahead and ordering a replacement, and the average repair bill, £426. So most people spend £400 trying to save their old boiler and then replace it anyway, which effectively makes a new boiler £400 more expensive for nothing. Often the biggest frustration from customers. And to be honest, we've all done that. I mean, I am guilty of it. Recently, I spent over £300 trying to repair a washing machine, which got fixed, lasted 10 days, and I had to go out and buy a new one. Annoying. So all of these broken boilers. Now we asked what was the diagnosed issue with that original faulty product. Now the data here wasn't great because it's quite complex for customers to infer, but those that did provide details listed PCBs, pumps, leaks, diverter valves and pressure issues as the most common fault with their product. Sometimes these are easy fixes, like a boiler losing pressure doesn't necessarily mean a new boiler is required. A PRV, a pressure reducing valve that can pass water, they're cheap to buy and they're cheap to install. You could have someone out to repair that and be quite a cost-effective solution, or it could actually be a leak on the other part of the system, like your radiators or pipe work. So it's well worth getting an engineer out if you do have symptoms of pressure loss. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to go and buy a new boiler. Now, rusty or corroded parts, that is a different story. So how do you know whether to repair or replace your product, taking all this into consideration? So here's my take on this. Now, repairs make sense if the boiler is under 8 years old, it's been well maintained, because they should last 10 to 15 years. But also, do you know the service history of that boiler? Someone else's previous problem child that you've now inherited could get pretty expensive if you're going to start throwing more and more parts at it. Another consideration, is it one clear and cheap part that you're being quoted to replace? Because if the engineer's talking about multiple parts, then it's a bit of a red flag. Either the engineer has no clue what is wrong with that boiler, or it's starting to fall apart and you do not want to be spending hundreds, if not thousands, trying to keep it alive. So when should you be looking to actually replace it? Well, if the boiler is older than 10 years, that's sort of 70% of its working life. If you see visible rust or leaks underneath, again, this is a massive red flag. Corroded cases will not pass any safety checks, and usually on a boiler, the electrics sit lower down. Water, electric, yeah, it's not a great mix. So if you see that rust or you see that corrosion, it's an instant replacement in my book. And finally, repeat breakdowns. Again, another red flag. Stop wasting cash and just get it replaced. If you've had multiple engineer visits, you've thrown part after part at that product, it's time to get rid and get a new one in its place. Now, if you do need to replace that troublesome boiler, how much is this all going to cost? Let's find out. Let's talk money. Now, the average price those customers paid was $2,432. Now, this comes down to their own personal configuration and the boiler they selected. However, what was interesting was that 66% of those customers chose to pay for it with a finance product. They didn't pay for the boiler outright and upfront. Now, what was interesting was that 66% of those customers chose monthly finance as their preferred payment option rather than shelling out all that money up front. Now, payments here often work out between £30 and £60 per month, which makes spending £400 on those repairs even harder to justify. If you're considering changing your boiler and you want an online fixed price in just 60 seconds, then head over to the Heatable website. And if you're interested in those finance products, you can also play around with our handy finance calculator to see how much it would cost per month for the different boilers available online. If now is the time to swap out your old boiler, should you seize this opportunity to go green? Now, from that data, only 2% of customers said they were interested in replacing their boiler with an air source heat pump. Those that would have been offered a government grant of £7,500 towards the cost of that change. Now, typically an air source heat pump would cost between £10,000 and £12,500 for the total cost of the job. Take that grant out, and they would have paid anywhere from £3,000 to £5,500 to have that install done. Now, again, we do quotes for this online, so if that is a product that you're interested in, then you can get a fixed price online with Heatable, but there is a few considerations. Heat pumps are not a quick fix. We can turn a boiler install around in 24 hours, but for a heat pump, we need a grant application, a home survey, grid approval. All of this takes about 3 weeks to arrange, and then you've got 3 to 5 days for the actual install itself. So if you're in a rush, unless you're hardy, green focused, then a boiler is probably going to be your answer. If this is the summertime when you're watching this video, then definitely consider an air source heat pump. It won't automatically be cheaper to run, but it changes when you add solar panels and battery. You can get a quote for all of this on the Heatable website. So what did we learn from those 1,000 customers? Well, the first thing was we need to get way better at marketing, because there is a much better solution than sitting around for 2 weeks with no heating and hot water. Now, if it's a combi boiler that you are looking to buy, don't go ahead and just buy any one. We recently uploaded a video to the channel covering the top 5 combi boilers right now in the UK, based on all of that feedback from those 10,000 installs. Go and check that out. And if you've liked this video, please give it a like and check, are you subscribed to the Heatable YouTube channel? Because we know only 29% of people who watch these videos are actually subscribed, and it really helps us if you hit that button. See you on the next one.